You're now listening to the 11:30 podcast. Enjoy the show.
Nasty, hateful, insane nation that doesn't exist.
Yo, what it do, everybody? It's your man Dre, aka Dreonwheels. Y'all already know what it is, man. Welcome back, everyone, to the 11:30 podcast. What's good, everybody doing out there, man? Another week, another episode of the podcast. You know what time it is, man. It's not 7:30, it's 11:30. Good morning to everyone tuning back in here to the 11:30 podcast. It's on Spotify. And for everyone tuning in on YouTube, man, appreciate it so much, guys. If you're new to the channel, and if you haven't done so already, please make sure you do me a favor, man. Hit that subscribe button down below, like, leave a comment, and do all that great stuff. Don't forget to follow the 11:30 podcast on all social media platforms. But you guys, like I said, man, it's time for the show. Get ready for it. I'm excited, man. As you can see, I got my guy Luke from the Denway podcast, man, is coming back here on the 11:30 podcast this week. My guy Luke, man, I ain't seen him in a while. It's been a long time. If you guys ain't seen that previous episode, go check it out in the archives of the 11:30 podcast. But yo, it's Wednesday. We here. We about to get into it. Yo, Luke, what it do? My guys going.
What's good, bro? How you doing, man? I got my Ravens hat on. Got that big win, bro.
Yes,
sir.
Definitely got that big win, man. For real, I was like, New Orleans ain't looking good right here, though. They had a little chance maybe to make a little run, though. But yeah, all the way, Baltimore, all the way, man. But you're right. You're definitely right, man. Lamar is not no joke, man. He is not no joke.
Right.
How things been going for you, man? Since the last time I had you on the show.
Man, things are going good, man. Just grinding out, bro. Like I'm trying to get up with people to take this podcast to a whole nother level, man. I'll be looking at your podcast, trying to take some wisdom from yours and see what you're doing and what I like what you're doing, man, and other people's podcasts. And like I'm just meeting people trying to take it to a whole nother level, man. And this is my passion, still my passion, man. I still love it from day one, man. So
Okay. I dig that. Look at, man. A lot of people hit me with that, looking at my podcast for, inspiration of what's new, man. I do the same thing to other people. So I appreciate them words, man, and definitely what you're doing for the community, man. Not just the Black community, but the disabled community. I love it though. But we was talking before. You said you just by yourself now. The last time I had you on, you was with Chris though. What happened?
Yeah, I mean, there's no beef or nothing with that. It was just on the thing where, his work career, he had more opportunities with his work career than, the podcast. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
Podcast is my passion, but he had some opportunities other places, and we had to sit down and have a conversation, man. It's like, hey, man, it's all love here, bro. You got to do other stuff, man. Just go ahead and knock that out, man. You can support in other ways. But he's still a big supporter. He's still listening, man. He hit me up, bro. You're doing good. Keep it up. He's always encouraging, but he just had some opportunities away from the podcast that he couldn't turn down. So,
hey, look at it. And life, that's what happens, man. You got some opportunities, and you got to make some choices, though. Will we see him again, though, on the podcast, or he just going to be taking a break just to focus on his opportunities in life right now?
I'm trying to get him on the podcast. We have a conversation, so we're trying to link up and get a couple episodes done because he's still my boy, man. I know we get on there and have a conversation. You have fun. It's just like catching up. So pretty soon we'll be on there. We'll probably talk a little bit more about like why he left and get his own words about it on an episode. So people can hear that and because a lot of people don't really know. I mean, they see me and some people ask, but a lot of people still don't know that he's not on the show anymore because I haven't really brought it up. I mean, people ask me about it. I talk about it, but I make sure it's all love. It's no beef.
Oh, okay, yeah, most definitely, because I was definitely looking in and I was tapping into a lot of the episodes and definitely the social medias, and I was like, oh man, where Chris go? And I hope everything all right because man, look at man, Going on next month will be my 3-year anniversary,
Mhm.
and I done seen a couple of podcasts, not stay together or just don't, keep going at all because it's tough. When you
Yeah,
don't get a certain listeners, or when you feel like nobody's listening to you, or you maybe just don't have that motivation or encourage. Some people fall back. I've seen a lot of people fall back, so I was like, oh man, I definitely got to reach out to my guys and make sure everything's going on, man. So I dig it. I
yeah.
dig it because the podcast is definitely it, man.
Well, I mean, there's a definitely a dynamic missing now that he's not here,
Yeah,
but it just find ways and opportunities for other ways to shine. You know what I'm saying? So I look at it as an opportunity to do my thing, man. I don't really have to talk to anybody or go through anybody. If I want to do it, I do it. So I mean, it's a good and bad. I just gotta find like other little things to make the show great.
I get you. I get you, man. You the boss, man. It's kind of like me here at the
Mhm.
11:30, man.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right, you guys, man. We're gonna kick the show off this week, you guys, man, with the inspirational quote of the week, man. For everyone. It's the holiday season. Some people don't, feel they self get a little depressed around this time because holidays. And, spend money, and also people,
yeah.
maybe don't have their loved ones here. But nonetheless, though, like I said, man, my guy Luke has the Thin Weight podcast. Where he's bridging the gap between the able bodies and the disability communities and bringing awareness and everything. This inspirational quote, you guys, for everybody out there, man. It doesn't matter if you're in a wheelchair, crutches, whatever, or you're walking. Some people with disabilities are not seen and stuff like that. So
Mhm.
disability is a matter of perception. If you can just do one thing well, you're needed by someone. And I
Mhm.
want to repeat that one more time. Disability is a matter of perception. If you can do one thing well, you're needed by someone. Um, Me with my disability, I always definitely when I saw this, I was like, yo, this definitely got to be one of the inspirational quote of the week because for a person like myself and who's in a wheelchair, it's
Mhm.
but so much that you may do or it may be limited. But instead of worrying about things that we can't do, we focus on the things that we can do. Or
Yeah.
whether it's like podcasting or all this, whatever it is though, or whether you ain't even got to be in a wheelchair or just
Mhm.
having a disability is whatever it is, man. Focus on the things that you can do in life versus than the ones that you can't do. I think you will have a better chance at life and the view of life.
And just be happy, bro. Like when you focus on a positive instead of the negative, man, your whole outlook on life, man, is just more better, bro. Just stay happy. You know.
Yeah. You're right. You're right. Definitely got to stay happy though. If you feel like you are needed by someone, because obviously doing this podcast, I tell my fiance, man, I'm doing this not just for myself now, for my son, and for a better future and stuff. So
My need, I always, well, even if I'm not needed by somebody, I always want to think that I am needed by someone, man. I do this podcast, and as long as I look at my stats and it says one person's listening every episode, I'm gonna keep doing it, man. You know what I'm saying? I always feel like created to do something in to make an impact in this world, man. And like growing up, like I said, I didn't think I was gonna have the life that I could being in a wheelchair, but when I started focusing on the positive and what I bring to the table, man, you know what I'm saying? Like people start rocking with me, man. And so, yeah, I think I am needed, and hopefully, I am bringing something to the table. So,
man, I definitely feel what you're saying. You just said you didn't think you were going to be here because you focused on you said more so of the negative.
mhm,
Yeah,
yeah,
how did you pull yourself out of there? Or not even that, because I believe I asked you that question or advice for someone who are maybe dealing with a bad time with disability or not disability to pull themselves out of that slump.
so like representation, man. Like social media, we downplay social media a lot, but like social media could do great things for us. So, I just start typing in disability awareness, like with dating, disability, relationships, stuff like that, and start seeing people with disabilities thriving in life, man. Like, obviously, I know all of that's not real, but relationships are real. You know what I'm saying? You got somebody by you. Because I didn't think that nobody was gonna want me because I was in a wheelchair at one point, man. You know what I'm saying? So like, I had to get out there, and once I started doing that, building my confidence up, man, it's just like, all right, I know how my life is. It can't get no worse. I could just strive to get better. I could strive like, bro, like make sure my parents are looking great. You know what I'm saying? Make sure I can talk to people, talk to girls, man. Just you know what I'm saying. And you know, if you put the work in, man, like if you don't put the work in, man, nothing will happen. Life doesn't. You can't get handed to. You know what I'm saying?
You're right.
So,
You're right. You just mentioned something when you was talking about man, like before my fiance right now, bro, like I didn't even think I can get a girl outside. You know, I think we spoke about this on the last episode because of disability and also, you know, probably, you know, not having but so much confidence in another thing, representation. You know, growing up, I ain't see nobody in a wheelchair, you know, on TV or music or anything. It wasn't like that. So that's kind of like almost as the same as, you know, me, both of us being black brothers, you know, in the limelight or in TV or whatever on TV, the black image was portrayed as, you know, as a goofy type, or you know, you didn't have good roles. You know, I mean, you didn't have these big roles that, you know, the white person would have or something like that. Or unless you was Morgan Freeman playing God or something like that. You feel me? Or Denzel Washington. But you know, like so I think that is important. And like you just mentioned, social media, how a lot of people downplay it. And I do mention it, you know, because with, you know, society and everything that's going on, how social media could definitely play a negative role into some things though. But I never looked at it like that, you know, just going on social media and stuff and just maybe, you know, networking or just, you know, connecting with people, just maybe using the hashtag. And people don't know that hashtag thing is, you know, real important and stuff and big on social media. So yeah, man, that is cool. That is real cool. But yeah, like I wouldn't know my like 10-year-old self or what to do to, you know, experience that, because like I said, I was trying to be the first person that could be, you know, inspiration or representation for the next person, man, because I know it's different.
Yeah. So even though, you know, you still representation, I'm doing it, but that doesn't, you know, we still got our different voices and we impact who we can impact, and we work as a team in the community. And I'm a big believer in community, man. Like I said, I go to Cigar Lounge, man. And some guys up there didn't help me so much with my podcast. I done had people on my podcast from Cigar Lounge, man. And so I'm a big believer in community. So like, why not make this community a little bit bigger and to impact more people?
Hey, you're right about that, man. You definitely gotta grow the community, man. That's one thing I learned, you know, in podcasting and stuff. Build a community, man, and just, you know, the people, you know, who are in your community and surround you will definitely, you know, definitely rock with you. I get it. You guys, man, the late Stephen Hawkins, you guys, said concentrate on the things your disability doesn't prevent you doing well, and don't regret things that it interfered with. For real, you gotta concentrate on everything that you do well. Some things that you know, we're not perfect. None of us are perfect. You know, sometimes we are dealt a bad hand in life, and we just gotta go with it. You know, sometimes things happen. So I think the more we concentrate on the positive and focus and put things to work, I think we all there. We all the way there.
Well, I mean, once you accept that, look, man, I can't do everything, and we focus on like, so when I do something well, like that's what I tell people. I was like, I may not be able to do everything, but what I do well, and I try, and I'm gonna get better at what I can, because I'm a competitive person, and that competitiveness in me makes me, you know, want to do what I can do great. You know what I'm saying? And so I try to, you know, I'm not a cocky person, but I try to tap into that, especially with being in a good, healthy way, but just to be great at what I can do. But I accept what I can't do, and it's like, hey, everybody can't do everything well. So what you can do well, you do well. This podcasting thing, I said, I'm not the greatest at the podcasting thing, man, but every time I do it, man, I feel like I'm getting better and better each and every time. So progress, man. Even slow progress is still progress. So uh, continue to improve every day and be
Mhm.
able to take constructive criticism. You know what I'm saying, and not be defensive with that.
Hey, you're right. You're right. You're right. And talk about this podcast, man. Where you see yourself at in a year with the podcast, or where you want to take it at?
Man, in a year, so like I'm grinding hard, man, and I want to have some merch, have some shirts, man, and hoodies and clothes. Bro, I want to see some people walking around with my clothes on, man. I want to be on YouTube a little bit more. That's one of my things. I'm already putting like YouTube shorts on, but I'm learning how to edit. So I'm going to put some of my interviews on YouTube, and man, I want to have 100 subscribers, man, by next year on YouTube, man. And but if not, I still like my whole thing is just impact, man. Like putting that work in, and but that's what I want to be. Just I want to have some stuff out there, man. I want to have some communities. Like I would like to put some webinars on, man. Like get some people and do some webinars for some towns, man, and trying to get some things taken care of for us with disability because my tag is bridging the gap between able body and disabled, man. It's just like I've learned people if it's out of sight, out of mind. So I'm trying to put some things in sight. You know what I'm saying? So it could be in their mind because it's not like people aren't. Everybody's not bad, but if it's not on their mind, they're not really worried about it. So if I could put it in your mind, then you'd be like, all right, I never thought of it like that. You know what I'm saying? Well, let me help you with this. Let me do this. You're right. You know what I'm saying? So my goal is just to keep promoting disability and putting that disability awareness inside their mind. So you know what I'm saying? So
I get it. Okay, I dig it. I dig it. I dig it. What type of impact would you want to make? Far as in the disability community, or just in the Black community as a podcaster, stuff like that, or some things that you would like to see happen.
um in the black community, man, I just want us to keep striving, bro. Keep moving forward, man, and like keep your eyes on the goal, man. And you can do whatever we could. Like I said, having a disability helped me out because, I got it on both sides, man. I got to keep going. Like I'm striving to do something. I'm striving because one day I want to have a family. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to build something for my family that can last forever, and they don't could do what they want to do, man. They had that financial freedom to do what they want to do, and but on disability side, like just simple, man. Just being able to enjoy simple things in life, man. Being able to go into a building, man, and not thinking, yo, can my wheelchair fit in this bathroom? Because I gotta look, man. If I go to a friend's house, hey, can I fit in your
Oh my
bathroom, man?
goodness,
You know what I'm saying? And
yo,
people don't think about those little
yo.
things like that. But
They don't. The regular person does not think about that. Me and my fiance, anytime someone be like, y'all want to come over or y'all want to do that or whatever like that, or if it's a family, like, no problem. It's no problem with coming over. But
mm,
in my mind, I gotta process, is there some steps I gotta get up and down? Can I get in the
yeah,
bathroom? Is the
yeah,
hallway wide enough? Am I gonna
yeah,
be knocking shit over? You feel me? Like shit like that. You
yeah,
feel me? Like I totally understand you. And then people be like, man, oh, you just want to stay in the house. Nah, it's not about I want to stay in the house. I mean, I can get to my bathroom with no problem. You feel me?
yeah,
I can get up,
yeah.
everything. Like so, it's
Right?
nowhere. Like, oh my goodness, man, I totally understand because it just feel like. And then sometimes though, when and then if you do say yes, have you ever felt like maybe I think maybe I asked you this, you feel like maybe you're a burden to someone, even if you do say yes, now they obligated to sort of like yeah, obligated to more so help you around, versus to where if you was in your own environment, you straight.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you do feel like you're a burden to somebody, um, because I mean, I got friends now, man. They'd be like, bro, why don't you just ask, bro? Just ask. All you gotta do is ask. And and I get that. He's like, yo, you just don't understand. First of all, I like to be independent as much as possible. First of all, and you do always got that feeling. that you're a burden to somebody. It don't matter. Like I get that, but I still got that feeling that I'm being a burden. You know what I'm saying? But I got some friends that get on me all the time, bro. Just ask. Why you not asking? And I'm like, yo, it's hard. You're not in my head right now. It's hard to, to ask. It's hard to because you do think you're a burden. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But I'm trying to learn how to get out of that too, though. So you know what I'm saying? I forgot the other
Yeah.
question you asked me, so I'm trying to remember what you asked me.
Look at man, the thing it's going so fast. And
Yeah,
with men, and I think it with men, us with our pride and stuff like that, they can
yeah,
get in the way of not wanting to ask. More so for me, it's like let me try first. If I
yeah,
if I if I can't if I can't do it or if I'm not successful the first or two times, and I always tell people like. I don't mind asking for help. I
mm,
might not move as fast as you, but dang it,
yeah,
I can get it done. You feel me? I
yeah,
can get it. I can
yeah.
get it done. So, yeah, I totally understand what you're saying on that, man. What's your advice also too for someone? Because I think you said you're also still working with that. But what's your advice for someone with a disability who was afraid to ask for help? You know.
Yeah, so I resonate that being a man, like we already got that ego to us that we don't really want to ask for help, and then being in the wheelchairs. Um, but man, when you need help, just ask for help, man. And we can't do, like I said, we can't do everything by ourselves. We do need help. That's
Yeah.
why, and I go back to having a community. It's important to surround yourself with community because your community is not going to mind helping you out. That community, the people in your circle is not going to mind helping you out. And if they do, I don't know if they really for you like that sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Because if you ask for something legit, if it's legit, like I'm not like saying something like legit, like they're gonna help you out. Like I got some people that's gonna help me out regardless. You know what I'm saying? But just
Mhm.
ask, man. Like we gotta just do better with that too. We just gotta keep asking. And I don't really have no advice, but you just keep asking.
I got you. I got you, man. Yeah. I struggle with it my damn self, man. I ain't got no
Yeah,
advice for you.
yeah,
I know, man. I know. All right, you guys. We gonna move on. You guys here on the 11:30 podcast. You guys. Hey, look, man. I gotta ask, man. You a big hip hop fan, right?
yeah. I am. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, man. Obviously, with the talked about it last week with the death, of Migos take off, and obviously with different rap artists over the last some years or so, multiple years.
Mm,
Rappers, man, is they it seems like the whole rap industry is taking the L and falling back with all these murders and stuff like that, and these rappers gone
mm.
too soon. What you think and what's wrong with right now with the hip hop world?
Man, I don't know. I ain't gonna lie to you. I think it's sad. I mean, it's incredibly sad, man. Some of these guys I listen to and I be rocking to, man, and the next day I'm on Instagram and I see RIP, you know what I'm saying? Like I hate that for us. Um, but at the same time, man, I don't know, I'm trying to watch my words because I don't want to like offend nobody, but like I feel like once you make it, bro, you got a whole nother goal. Like
Oh,
we gotta,
talk about it. Talk
you know
about
what
it,
I'm
because I
saying?
said that last week.
Like we got a whole nother goal, man. Like what you did before you made it, like you can't do what you did. You know what I'm saying? You gotta do other things. You on a whole nother level, man. You gotta start. I don't know, man. I just feel like certain things you can't do once you make it. Like a lot of these times to go back to their neighborhood, and that's when they get murdered, man. They back to their neighborhood and places they ain't supposed to be. If I got millions of dollars, man, I ain't going to the club no more. I forget going back home. I don't even got family. I'm from the Baltimore area. I don't go back home. My brother and them moved away, so I don't go back home. And I'm not famous. I don't have a purpose. I don't have a reason to go home anymore. You know what I'm saying? So it's like once you on another level, man, you can't do the things you used to do, man. Um, and I feel like all that work is gone, man. And I don't know, man. I don't really have a
Yeah.
lot to say because and honestly, man, like Dre, bro, I didn't even like people talked about it, but I haven't even really looked at the whole thing because I've been It's just the same old thing
Nah,
every day, man. And I'm tired
yeah,
of. Yeah, I'm. It's just sad, man.
yeah. Nah, I totally understand. I definitely totally understand, man. The same old stuff every day was going on, in the music business or just with black people. I totally get it. But like how you were just saying, man, and I talked about it last week too, and man, you got to be kidding. That's the thing that got me too, and I think that's the thing that got a lot of people. The whole dice situation, 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah,
You're part of a multi-platinum recording group and stuff like
yeah,
that. Like y'all it, man, for real. And this kind of like hit me because man, like Takeoff for me was the man. Like I felt like Migo, I felt like a Quavo. He was the hook guy. He was the hook guy to do his thing. He was cool. Offset.
mm-hmm,
He was a laid back. He was with Cardi B or whatever. But Takeoff was the man. Like I really like his rhymes though. But
mm-hmm.
when I heard about it and I'm just sitting, I'm like, damn, like 2 o'clock in the morning, yo, I'm trying to be in the house. You feel me?
Yeah,
I'm trying to be
yeah,
sleep. But even if I'm a millionaire, like what the fuck? Like let's build a bowling alley at my spot. Like
yeah,
you feel me? Like
yeah,
let's you feel me? Like come on. Like I'm not trying to be out at 2 o'clock in the morning. Nothing. Everyone always says nothing good can come
right,
being out at night or being out at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, bro.
right,
Nothing. And me personally, I'll be in the house. I'll be in the house, even sleep. I'll be chilling like I'm a million, bro. Like I got it all in my crib. I don't need to be going out and arguing with someone else, bro. Like, come on. Like
yeah.
I don't understand it. I really don't understand it. But I feel like
That's
when you reach it, go ahead. No, go ahead.
no. I'm just gonna say, man, that's a cycle that we got to start breaking, and we preach that all the time, man. But like, how we supposed to break the cycle when we see our role models? Because these are role model, man. You in that limelight like that. You're a role model, whether you want to be or not. These little kids,
Hmm.
man, see you and
Yep,
they want to be
you're
just
right.
like you, man. Like, how we supposed to break that cycle, man? We got to break that cycle. And
Yeah,
I got a homeboy, man. He's in his neighbor, down here in Cleveland, Tennessee, where I'm at, man. He's a black dude, man. He's like, bro, we got to show these kids that you can be something other than a basketball player, entertainer, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, they could be lawyers, doctors, man. Like, they could be other things. So there's definitely people out there that's trying to break that cycle, but we got to break that cycle, man, so we can
yeah,
stop having things
definitely.
happen.
Definitely, and I think we talked about social media and how these entertainers and stuff have an influence over the young
Mhm.
generation and stuff, and it's more so, yeah, man. I'm not going to leave. I'm not going to forget where I came from. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
all. It's a difference of not forgetting where you come from and
mhm.
not forgetting where you come from. You feel me? I feel
Yeah,
like
yeah,
like come on, bro. The hood ain't got nothing good coming, and these fools just doing the same old thing, bro. And you making something better for yourself. I'm not about to go back to the hood and surround myself around these fuck boys who ain't got nothing
yeah,
good for themselves, and all they want to see me do is come back down with them. Never.
yeah,
No. And then I think we as a black community, we don't be excited enough for the next black brother. Be like, yo, man, I really like your podcast. I really do. I like your shirt. No, but we gotta be more so competitive with the next person and wanna,
yeah,
outdo each other. Nah, man. I think if we come together, just like the Hispanic and the Latino community, bro, anything they do or anything they build, they stick together. And I think
yeah,
if we did the same thing, it'd be different. But yeah, man, I think the black community in general, man, got to do better. Definitely got to do better. And yes, it is a cycle of just bad stuff that happens in the entertainment world that we keep hearing about.
yeah, man.
Yeah, I got you, Luke. I got you. Hey, yo, man, Luke, sit tight, my guy. We're gonna take a quick commercial break, you guys, and when we come back on the other side here on Spotify and YouTube, we're gonna continue the show, man. For real, don't move. You're listening, you're watching to the 11:30 podcast. You dig?
Hateful, insane nation that ever existed. Bulletproof vest to kind of show you, like, we we made it through all of that. Now we're here,
Right.
So that's I'm just very particular, bro, about like messages and like how people perceive the show. So that's kind of what
sound like you
Man, he's very creative. That's
Yeah.
that's a very, very creative process, because you don't really hear about that unless you go to some of these big time shows. You don't hear about people doing like getting real creative with the music while they on stage performing. Mostly we think motherfucker be on there getting hype and hop hop, we can eat hop hop, shit like that. You actually giving them like a vision with the music.
Yeah, it got to be an experience.
Yo, what up? This your boy Kenneth Stones, aka Coffee Weaston.
This your boy D.O.E. Good Brother Bowl.
And we are the Dirty Hills. You already know, man, you tuning in to 11:30 podcast. Not 7:30, but 11:30.
Dude, that's my job. Not 7:30, but 11:30.
Yeah. And you have been Dirty Hills approved.
Yo, we back here on the 11:30 podcast. Appreciate everyone sticking with me throughout the break, man. For real, been a dope show. I got my guy Luke, the host of the Den Weight podcast, chopping it up, man, about disability awareness and everything that we got going on. Really dope babble. Before we get back into the show, shout out to the Conversing with Chris and Lisa podcast, the Get It Off Your Chest podcast, the O to TR podcast, the Mission Talks, man. For real, new episode this week live, baby. Also, shout out to Buzzing with Marlo, with my guys, man. Yo, man, we get back into the show with my guy Luke, man. The NFL, we were talking about it. The NFL season is on the popping right now. My Ravens is doing good. I like what they doing, man. I like, yeah. I feel about the season right now because this is an upset season. You got the Jets doing good. You got the New York Giants, who's like 6-2 right now. Philly, they undefeated again. Well, what's your thoughts on the whole season?
Man, everybody else is all Ravens, bro. I don't care about the ball.
I'm with you.
Nah, but I'm gonna speak on the Ravens first. They could easily be, 8-0, 9. Well, they 6-3, so they could easily be 9-0 right now. Mm-hmm. Obviously, I hated they lost those 3 games like that, but I think because we lost those 3 games, if we didn't lose those 3 games, I don't think we'd have made that trade for Raekwon Smith. And he makes our team so much better, our defense. We got Bowser back. We got a lot of people back now, man. And we're missing some people, but I feel like we on a run right now. We can make it to the Super Bowl. Now, Philly doing some good things, man. I'm liking Jalen Hurts. And they got that dude Brown from Tennessee. And I think that he made a world of difference for him because I wish that we had him for Lamar, man. Because he's a big receiver that can go get the ball, man, and physical. So I like him, man. But other than that, I watched a little bit of Cowboys play. I got some friends who like the Cowboys, so I watched them, and they defense is definitely great.
Okay. Yeah, man. We 6-3 right now. We definitely got a potential to make the playoffs and stuff. Just got to keep doing what we doing. Get Mark Andrews back.
But that boy Isaiah Likely's a stud, though, bro. Isaiah Likely's a stud.
Oh yes. You doing good too. Man. You mentioned the Cowboys, the rivalries, the Commanders, though. It seems like they just got a whole bunch of bull crap that's going on. here in the DC area, or with them playing in Maryland, and a lot of people want them back playing here in DC. But do you think they should sell the Commanders?
Bro, I mean, I mean, I think I was thinking about this yesterday. I kind of maybe they do need to, man. They need some different leadership in there, bro. Like ain't not but it ain't not like Baltimore leadership though. So like we spoiled with that. So
Yeah,
we ain't gonna never had that type of stuff happen.
yeah, and I get a lot of sympathy from people because I'm from DC, born and raised, and a lot of people say, "Oh man, so you don't like the Commanders or whatever?" Oh, so when DC team bad, people sort of go to the next door or whatever. I always deep down had a spot for the Washington Commanders, Redskins, or whatever. But ever since, well, what was it, 1992 or 93, when I was like 2, 3 years old, they won the Super Bowl. But ever since then, I've had my eyes on football as a little child to a grown adult. Right now, they haven't been good. They only made it to a wild card, and that was it, though. But I just feel like they need to change everything about that team and just because they haven't had a good quarterback since I guess I don't want to say RG3 because that was a whole bunch of hype and he got injured and stuff like that. So I just feel like every coach come in is just not hitting it off. So I just
Yeah.
whatever goes on there, they just So I always have a little I'm a root for them because I'm a DC native, but they suck. At the end of the day,
Well,
they suck.
I root for the Wizards because there's no that's the closest team
Oh
that I
yeah,
grew up
most
with.
definitely.
So I
Mhm.
love the Wizards, but I've never been a Washington fan, Commanders fan. But like I
Yeah.
said, I love my red.
Yeah, man. I feel you. I feel you. I feel you. Last episode, man, before you guys had rolled out, man. You guys have rolled out. You mentioned something. You're an old school wrestling fan, correct?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
What's your favorite Attitude Era moment in WWF or E or whatever you want to call it though? You were talking about how were a big fan of the old school era and you don't keep up too much of what's going on right now though. I'm a big fan of wrestling and I came in the Attitude Era, so obviously my guy was The Rock. So what
The
was kind of your
Rock.
favorite moment or so in that time?
Favorite moment. I'm trying. Okay, it's so in my head, bro. I'm trying to think of something. I should got a heads up on that one because I definitely. So I'm gonna say my favorite all time wrestler is Shawn Michaels, but I love
Hmm.
like I'm taking Stone Cold Rock. Those are my probably my Mount Rushmore. Don't at me with that because it could be different with other people, but but I'm trying to think. I think Stone Cold he's probably got a lot of memories of like the Attitude Era, man. Like he's cementing like the Corvette, like remember beating up this man in the hospital, hitting with the pen and stuff like that. I'm trying to think of something like my favorite, but I just got a lot of memories in my head right now. So I'm gonna try to throw some out there, but like,
Yeah.
oh man, I love the Rock, man. DX, man, like with their stuff they used to do. I think Attitude Era was best era out there. By the way,
Yeah.
but what's yours, man? Like, let me ask you, what's yours?
Hey, look at it, when you asking me that, and I'm sitting here thinking myself too. But you said Shawn Michaels has been one of your you been your favorite, and I was thinking when he came back post Attitude Era, it was like ruthless aggression. And I
Mm,
remember because I came in around about 8, 9 years old, so don't remember anything. Or at that point, I don't know what Shawn Michaels did prior. So he was
yeah,
sort of a guy to me who came in and out. He was more in and out. So, but when he first came back, and they had the storyline with him and Triple H because they were best buds, and the whole DX thing, and Triple
mm,
H had Triple H had used the sledgehammer to hit Shawn Michaels to try to end his career, even though he was just coming back from a career-ending injury. So
mm,
I thought that was one of like a cool Shawn Michaels story. Like, obviously, the one with the Undertaker, because everyone loved
yeah,
that. But my favorite of them all is obviously The Rock. And Stone Cold. Every time they got in the ring, it was complete magic. I remember like one time with The Rock and Stone Cold, where they had like 20, 25 minutes and they were singing to one another. They were singing, but it ended in like a rock bottom or some shit like that. So I'm like, yo, like that was lit. You feel me? Like The Rock was the man. The Rock is the man. I'm telling you, growing up, that was it for me. That was it.
I wish I could say The Rock was my favorite, but like growing up, man, like I don't know, man. Shawn Michaels, man. Even me and my little, well, he's not my younger brother, and we watch it, man, and we love that. But The Undertaker, man, I remember growing up being so scared, bro. Like the little buried alive matches and stuff like that, man. Like thinking it's really real. He actually buried alive and everything. It's funny, like you think.
or better yet, thinking that Undertaker and Kane were actually brothers, man.
Yeah, for real. Yeah,
man. That's what's missing in today's wrestling. I believe that brings you in, that captivates you. Like you didn't like. I feel like then you didn't need to ask questions. Like, oh man, are they really brothers? Like, man, if they told you they was brothers and you saw that shit, man, they brothers. They came out there, they both gonna choke slam your ass at the same time. They brothers, man. Like, you feel me? The Dudley boys, they gonna 3D your ass. They brothers, like stuff like that. Like, you didn't need to ask, and I think that with wrestling right now, and it kind of like throw you off a little bit, especially if you're not like a diehard fan or whatever. But yeah, I think that was one thing. Storytelling. I think Triple H kind of like taking over WWE and Vince McMahon out the way. They trying to focus more on storytelling, and that's what wrestling is. It's all about telling the story, though. For real.
So I go to the cigar lounge, man. I tell you, around the corner from where I live at. And there's this dude that come in. He loves wrestling, but he hates Roman Reigns, man. Like he just hates Roman Reigns, and you know, I don't watch every once in a while. I watch wrestling sometimes, but I do. I like Roman Reigns, bro. Like, but I'm not into it like that. So, and I just give him a hard time about it, man, all the time. He does not like Roman Reigns, and I don't even know why, bro. But he just
okay. I was just about to ask you. Did you say why he don't like him?
He just say he's trash, bro. He say if he see him in real life, he'd shake his hand and say his character is trash. And I'm like, no, you wouldn't do that. But he just, I don't know, man. He hates him. But I had to tell you that, man. He hates him.
Look at we kind of like had that discussion weekly on our commission episode. New episode, you guys, of Commission Talks coming this week. But yeah, the whole Roman Reigns ordeal. A lot of people love him. A lot of people hate him. First, I think a lot of people still may hate him from the beginning. How WWE tried to thrust him into the screen and the television. Oh, he's your next guy. Oh, he's your next guy, and have him doing all this stuff like that. No matter what changes he had made throughout the pandemic to become what he is now, I think some people, still hate him and stuff like that. But I feel like, yo, man, from his old 360, I know you said you don't, watch him a whole lot, but I think from his old 360 of his old character from what he's doing now, is much believable to what he's doing then. And I mean, I dig it though. But hey, if you ain't got nobody don't like you, you ain't making it in the world, man.
And I got to say one more thing about that wrestling thing. I'm just a fan, but like I don't like it too much like that no more. But I was pissed off when Undertaker lost the WrestleMania. It lost his streak. I felt like that streak he should have been undefeated his career. Maybe been the only person undefeated in his career, and just let him have that, bro. Like I thought that'd been amazing. So it's off my chest now. I don't have to speak about it anymore. I'm just gonna say that. That was my thing.
I got you. I was just talking about that. I remember that. I couldn't watch it. I could not watch the 1, 2, 3. I had to close my eyes. Like I felt like that was the I-5 was in it. It was like 1, 2. I was like, oh, and I was like the black guy that was all on TV for like, he was a meme. When Undertaker lost, he was just so shocked. Like, I'm right along with you. I felt like he could have kept that to himself, or if he would have lost that match, it shouldn't have been Brock Lesnar, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It shouldn't have been It should have been someone who was younger or someone I feel like younger to elevate them. Now looking back at everything, it
Yeah,
should have been only two
yeah,
people that I could think of: Roman Reigns or Bray Wyatt. To see Bray Wyatt at now, because he's sort of like the next mythical creature character in WWE. That would have been
mhm.
great for him. And then Roman Reigns, to see where he's at now, the big star that he had. So one of them two. But for it to be Brock, who had no reason and did not need to beat The Undertaker at WrestleMania,
Yeah.
I think that's going to let a lot of sour taste in people. So
I agree with you with that. I'm not a Brock
yeah,
Lesnar fan, and I don't like. I'll never be a Brock Lesnar fan. So
yeah. All right, you guys, man. We're gonna move on, you guys, here on the podcast, man. For real. Yes, it's time for the 11:30 podcast. Hot seat, you guys. Yes, it's time for the hot seat. Luke, usually I'm in the hot seat. I had you guys in the hot seat last time. You're in the hot seat. You have any questions? I'm putting myself back in the hot seat for this episode. Any questions, man? You have any questions you want to ask me here on the podcast? And I'm all ready.
oh man, I don't know. I may not have none, man. Just man, how's it feel to be a father, bro? Like, how's that going, man? You know, I see. You know, we'll get to talk, but I see you on Instagram and things like that, man. And I'm proud of you in doing that, bro. So, how's it feel to be a
Hey,
father?
man. Hey, I appreciate the question. It's going well. It's going wonderful. My little man, 3 months now. He's teething and he's something else. I love it. It's a journey.
Hmm.
I feel blessed to be a dad. For one, for real, like we was talking earlier, like I never,
Yeah.
you never thought maybe you would be in a certain predicament. I never thought I had kids. Never
Hmm.
thought I had kids, man. If I probably was like, man, if I do, maybe one or two, jokingly. But
Yeah.
to actually have one, I was like, yo, man, like that's cool because I more so it was like it was a 50-50 chance, could my son have a
Yeah.
disability or not? Like it wasn't like a concern or anything, like, but it was just like, can I have one, And at times, and then thinking it in my 20s or so, mostly thinking about this question or this subject in my 20s. I was like, man, I don't think I can have a kid. Like, I got a disability myself. It's hard to take care of myself at times. Like, you telling me to take care of somebody else? Like, I don't think so.
Yeah.
But now, since we growing and maturing and being
Hmm.
older and 30, yeah, I love it. I love it. So, yeah, like I said, I didn't even think I could, but I thank God every time. So, like I said, it's a blessing. He had his first it was Halloween and
Hmm.
Christmas coming up, so I'm loving it, man. I'm really loving it. When you
Yeah,
get past
man.
the whole crying stages, I think it'll be better.
I feel you. I'm patient with that cry, bro. Like, I just don't, because I wasn't a crier even as a baby. So when I hear, I was like, oh man, I don't like this.
Yeah, yeah, and my left ear starts to like ring once he get like to a certain level, like hurry the hell up.
Yeah.
My ear like
Right.
I can't take it. My ear just be ringing, but I just be like, you know what? It's cool, man. It's cool. It's worth it. Just
Yeah.
take it all in, and
I,
you know.
I say I go back and forth with thinking about being a father, and sometimes I'm like, nah, I want none, and then sometimes I'm like, bro, I do. But ultimately, I think I do. You know, so I think I say I don't want none because of the disappointment factor if I don't. You know what I'm saying? But if I'm being
Mhm.
real honest, I think that I would enjoy being a father, enjoy uh, a little kid calling me dad. You know what I'm saying, or whatever. You know, so but you're a role model. We look up. You know, like I said, we're role models even if we don't want to be. So people will look at you and say, we can do this. You know, and I got another kid when I was growing up. We went to camp together, Muscular Dystrophy Association, MDA camp, and he had a kid, and I'm like, I was so happy for him, man. You know what I'm saying? So, like, see these people, do this, like you said, you didn't think you were gonna have one, and now you have one, and people gonna look at you and be like, yo, it is possible, and all we got to give people is hope, and hope does great things for people. If we have hope, like I wish the world would have hope, is be a so much better place if everybody had hope.
Yeah, you right about that, man. Right about that. The world had a little bit more hope, and people believing in themselves, man, I think you'll be at a better spot, man, for real. And yo,
Yes,
man,
yes,
Luke,
sir.
man, I appreciate you coming through here on the
Yes, sir.
podcast, man. It was definitely dope. Until next time, bro, I gotta get you back on. You gotta come back on your podcast too. That was
Yeah, bro.
awesome too, man, for real.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
before we go, man, tell everyone when the new episodes drop, where they can catch it, where they can subscribe at, and where they can follow the podcast at, man.
So you can follow everything at Then Wait Podcast, THEN Wait Podcast on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. I don't really use Twitter, man. If one of y'all can DM me and give me some lessons on Twitter, that'd be helpful. But in the podcast, you can listen to, YouTube shorts. You can go on YouTube. I'm going to start putting some more on YouTube. And Facebook, I'm at Luke Bishop Jones. You can hit me up. I post dumb stuff on there, but if you need a laugh, there you go, man. But subscribe on Spotify, Apple, all these little podcast things, man. Just whatever you use, man, look it up. And thanks for the support. I appreciate that. And
Hey man, anytime for me, man. Anytime for
yes,
me.
sir.
Definitely, when I started podcasting, when I just started podcasting, when I came across you guys, I was like, man, you guys definitely are always in the queue to be here on the podcast, man. We definitely gotta stick together
Well,
and support one another, man. So
I definitely appreciate that because you were one of the first people that reached out, man. You know what I'm saying? And in the community. So like I always got a little love for you, man, because you was one of the first people that reached out and that had started to build a relationship with in this community. So I definitely appreciate that, man.
no, man, keep doing it, man. Keep doing it. I know things get rough at times, and rough at times, excuse me, because I dealt with it before I came back from break. Because I was like, yo, man, well, people still want to listen. Am I
Yeah.
interested or whatever? And I took a 3-month break, and then sometimes you take a little break and a hiatus for some time, whether it's needed or not. You could, that backseat could play a factor. But nonetheless, though, man, like just keep at it, man. Just keep at it, keep going. Don't give up, man. Just keep doing what you're doing. Everybody, the links will be down below for the Spotify and everywhere you get your podcasts is at the Then Wait Podcast. Make sure to subscribe, man. If you see a stall in the bathroom that's not being used as a handicap stall, then wait, man. Let my man go in there and use it.
Yes,
But
sir.
I was
Yes,
checking out
sir.
yeah, I remember that, man. I remember definitely.
Yeah.
Yo, man, don't want for real, man. Stay blessed, man. I appreciate you guys, man. We're gonna take a quick break, and when we come back, we're gonna wrap up the show, man. Luke, appreciate you coming through on the podcast.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yo, before we head on out here, you guys, it's time for the WTF moment of the week, man. Yes, WTF moment of the week. Yo, millions and millions of people catch the plane, fly on the plane every day, every month, all that, right? Yo, the TSA caught a chicken packing. Now, I know some of you guys are like, what? Yes. Now, in this video right here, you guys, a TSA pulled over a person because they had a gun stuffed into a raw chicken.
TSA stops a bird from taking flights at Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport after it was caught packing heat. And we're talking about a chicken, an uncooked hen to be specific, and it was stuffed. Yeah, but not like a Thanksgiving turkey. Instead, TSA agents found a handgun hidden inside. The TSA has not said if anyone was arrested, but they want to remind everyone out there that you can only transport unloaded firearms in a locked, hard-sided container as checked baggage.
WTF, man. WTF. Yo, man, this has been a great show. I appreciate everyone tuning in this week here on YouTube and Spotify. If you listen on Spotify, make sure you leave a 5-star rating, follow the 1130 podcast, and tell a friend. And also the video side on YouTube, definitely subscribe, like it, comment it, share it, do all that great stuff. Tell me what you want to hear me talk about on the show and all that, man. And also, you guys, I almost forgot. Beyond 11:30 is coming December 1st, you guys. Yes, Beyond 11:30 is coming December 1st. We're gonna be talking sex, parenting, relationships, etc., current events, everything. You don't want to miss the first season of Beyond 11:30, man. Yo, Luke, I appreciate you, my guy. Definitely, you're welcome to anytime. The Then Wait podcast, the links are down below. Definitely subscribe. Definitely subscribe, man. For real. You better subscribe. Bridging the gap between the able bodies and disability community and bringing disability awareness to the forefront. That's what you got to do, man. I dig it. I dig it all the way. Before I head on out of here, you guys, you know what time it is. Don't forget to follow the 1130 podcast on all social media platforms. Follow me on Twitter at the 1130 podcast. Like the 1130 podcast on Facebook. And if you haven't done so this entire episode, make sure you subscribe on YouTube. You dig? Yes. Like it, leave a comment and tell me what you don't like about the show, all that great stuff, man. If you don't like it, I don't care. I appreciate you tuning in. Man, also, just follow the 1130 podcast on TikTok, man. Yes, a new episode of Beyond 11:30 once again is coming December 1st. But what I actually meant to say is a new episode of the 11:30 podcast. Talk Pro Wrestling will be streaming this Friday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 12 noon Central. I appreciate everyone who tuned into the live episode a couple of weeks ago, and Crown Jewel was great and everything. But yo, we're gonna be definitely chopping it up on Commission Talks and on Talk Pro Wrestling this week. So definitely tap in, man. For real, I'm out of here on out of here. I appreciate everyone tuning in this week. Stay blessed, stay safe, give all the glory to God, man. Before you do it, yo, it's your man Dre, aka Dreonwheels. I'm out.